Hello and welcome to How to Play Uno Flip, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. This video will cover how to play the card game Uno Flip. The video will start with the general concepts and gameplay and then get into more of the details for the game. The game is played with 2 to 10 players. Before dealing, make sure all cards with similar sides are facing the same way. There is a light side with a light border and a dark side with a dark border. The round begins by playing the light side of the cards. Each player is dealt 7 cards, 1 card at a time. The remaining deck is placed into the middle and the top card is flipped up to start the discard pile. The object of the game is to be the first player to get rid of all the cards in your hand each round. Cards that match the top discard in color or number can be played into the middle. There are different kinds of special cards in the deck. The skip card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous skip. When played, the next player's turn is skipped. The reverse card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous reverse. When played, the direction of play is reversed. When played here, the play moves back to player 1. The Draw 1 card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous Draw 1. When played, the next player has to draw 1 card from the draw pile and play moves to the next player. When a wild card is played, the player of the card states a color. The next player has to play a card in the color stated. If the Wild Draw 2 card is played, the player of the card states a color, the next player has to draw 2 cards from the draw pile, and then the next player will play a card in the color stated. The flip card can be played on a matching colored discard. This will flip the side of the deck that is being played. The discard pile is completely flipped, the draw deck is flipped, all players will flip the cards in hand and play the opposite side. On the dark side, the special cards include a reverse card and a wild card that are the same as the reverse and the wild card on the light side. The dark side has a skip everyone card that can be played on a matching colored discard or previous skip everyone card. When played, all players are skipped and the player of the skip everyone card will get to play another card. The Draw 5 card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous Draw 5. When played, the next player has to draw 5 cards from the draw pile and play moves to the next player. With the Wild Draw color card, the player of the card states a color. The next player has to draw cards from the draw pile until they draw a card in the color that was stated. The drawing player loses their turn to play a card, and the next player will play a card in the color stated. There is a dark-sided flip card that will flip everything back to playing the light side of the cards. Going back to the hand that was dealt earlier, I have flipped up each player's cards for you to see. In an actual game, you will keep your cards hidden from the other players. The player left of the dealer plays first. Player 2 plays a matching color card with a red 7 card to the red 9. Play moves to player 3. Player 3 plays a matching number card with the yellow 7. Play moves to player 4. Player 4 plays a matching color card with a yellow skip. Player 1 is skipped and play moves to player 2. Player 2 matches with a yellow reverse, causing the direction of play to reverse. Play moves right to player 1. Player 1 matches with the yellow 9. Play moves to player 4 who matches numbers with the green 9. Play moves to player 3. Player 3 is unable to make a color or number match. When a player cannot make a match, a card is drawn from the deck. If the drawn card can be played, the player is able to play it. If not, play moves to the next player. Players continue to take turns playing cards according to the rules. Skipping ahead, player 2 plays the flip card into the middle. The discard pile, draw deck, and players' cards are all flipped. Player 1 is next to play and plays a matching reverse card to move play back to player 2. Players again continue to take turns playing cards according to the rules. Skipping ahead again, player 3 plays a number match with the 8. Play moves to player 2. Player 2 is able to match their last card to win the round. The player that wins the round is awarded points based on the cards remaining in the other player's hands. The numbered cards are worth face value. For example, a 5 is worth 5 points. The Draw 1 cards are worth 10. The light bordered skips, light and dark reverses, the draw 5 cards, and the light or dark flip cards are all worth 20. The skip everyone cards are worth 30, the light and dark wild cards are worth 40, the wild draw 2 cards are worth 50, and the wild draw color cards are worth 60. Player 3's hand has 7 points. Player 4's hand has 52 points. Player 1's hand has 28 points. This gives Player 2 a total of 87 points for the round. The first player to 500 points wins the game. Get the Uno Flip Quick Guide through the link in this video's description and use it as a reference to help you learn as you play. A player must announce Uno once their hand only has 1 card left. If a player fails to announce Uno as they are playing their second to last card in hand, and another player announces Uno before the next card is played, the player with 1 card has to draw 2 cards. The wild draw 2 cards and the wild draw color cards can only be played if the player of the card does not have another card in hand that matches the color of the discard. A wild draw 2 or the wild draw color cards can be played by a player that has a matching number or special card. If the draw pile runs out before a player wins the round, reshuffle the discard pile to make a new draw pile. If the first discard flipped up is a skip, the player left of the dealer is skipped and the next player begins play. If the first discard flipped up is a reverse, the dealer is first to play and play moves counterclockwise. If the first discard flipped up is a draw 1, the player to the left of the dealer draws 1 and play moves to the next player. If the first discard flipped up is a wild, the player left of the dealer chooses the color to play. If the first card flipped up is a wild draw 2, the card is buried into the draw pile and the next card is flipped up. If the first flipped up card is a flip card, the discard pile, draw pile, and every player's hand is flipped to the dark side. That wraps up how to play Uno Flip. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and get more game tutorials by subscribing to our channel, Gather Together Games. Thanks for watching.